Welcome to my channel, Slimming Inspirations for You. If you've been sort of watching what I'm doing this weekend, I've got some friends coming around for dinner this evening and it's one of my friend's birthday, so I wanted to do something a little bit special for her and a little bit different. I've already made a sort of Mexican chicken dish which is cooking away in my slow cooker. I've started to make my sort of lemon meringue dish that I'm going to do for dessert. If you've watched the video for that, you'll know that I've made that up, so I haven't really got a name for it other than that. So now I want to do a starter, and again I'm making this up as I'm going along, purely because it's just something I'm thinking about in my head, and a lot of my cooking is like that. So I didn't want anything too heavy for a starter, but I wanted something that still sort of followed the Mexican theme from the main. So what am I going to do? Well, I did sort of toy with doing sort of like a guacamole sort of dish with dips and tacos and things like that, but again, I'm still trying to keep it healthy. Still going to try and help myself this week because I want to sort of try and lose a bit more weight this week, but I still want it tasty for my friends. So this is going to be a real try and error, and I'm going to be tasting this throughout, so this is going to be a real test of my cooking skills. So I've got here my Bergenhof pan again, which if you know me, you know I can't live without these. So I'm just going to put a bit of heat underneath this. Okay, so that's gone under. Okay, so I've now got a little amount of 5%, well less than 5% steak mince meat. I've used less than 5% again because I'm trying to reduce the amount of calories that are in it. Now this packet is 250 grams and there's 6 of us, so it is only a starter. So you don't need much. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that into the frying pan. It is. Okay, as it is. Okay. Now I don't want it to be sort of like a main dish. I want it to have a different sort of like flavour to it, and sort of just a little bit sort of basic. So I want it to sort of stand on its own, if that makes sense, without lots of sauces sort of in there and things like that. So I'm just going to brown that mince off. So I'm just going to brown that mince off. Okay, now the plan is with this in my head, okay, because it's all in my head, is I've bought some lettuce and I'm going to use those as cups. I'm going to put this mince dish into those lettuce leaves, and then I'm going to top with a bit of chopped avocado and some cheese. That is the plan. I'm toying whether to put the cheese on top of this mix so it melts a little bit, and then the avo, but I'm not sure that would look sort of very pleasing. I know the cheese won't melt necessarily, but if I grate it quite fine, I think I'm going to be okay. So this is what I said, this is a real trial for me. I've never done this before. I'm just sort of thinking about flavours and things. I'm just waiting for that to brown off. Again, you'll know that these Berghoff pans don't require any fat at all to them, so it's just starting to get a bit of colour. I might turn it up just a little bit for you. This is cooking in real time. Also, if you know me, you know I've got 2 border collies who usually get in the way while I'm cooking, start making funny noises and screaming and shouting, but I've been quite quiet today. Lola's actually been lying in her bed fast asleep. Fido's now fast asleep, although off camera I have had to have a few words with him just to keep him a little bit quiet. But so far so good. Don't want to tempt fate. It's going well, isn't it? Right, so I am... Sorry, I camera shot for a second. Going to use my trusted Woolworths pepper. Okay, again, if you follow me on my channel, you'll know that this Woolworths pepper is actually from South Africa. We don't have Woolworths in the UK anymore, and when we did, we didn't get pepper from it. Woolworths in South Africa is a bit like our Marks and Spencers. For some reason, I find this pepper a lot more spicier than the UK pepper, so when we go over there, I tend to buy a few sort of these, or if anyone goes visiting, it's always, can you bring some in the case for me, please? It just is so much nicer. I'm getting a bit worried actually because my stock is running down, so I need someone to go to South Africa, or we need to go. Well, we've got nothing booked very soon, so it's a bit disappointing. Okay, so that is cooking for me. Okay, can you see that's now simmering really nicely, and it's just brown. You can see if the juice is coming off it already on its own. So it doesn't need any fat, I don't believe. Okay, so it doesn't need to cook completely off for what I want it, because I'm going to cook a bit more. In here I've got some peppers, it's a yellow one, and just some kidney beans, not many, just a handful. As I said, it's a starter, so it doesn't need a lot. And I chose yellow just because I think it actually complements the red of the kidney beans. Okay. So that's looking nice. Okay, I can hear it sizzling. Ooh. To that I'm just going to add a little bit, let's say, of tomato puree. I'm not going to put any sort of tomato batter into it. I don't want it to be liquid. I just want it to have a tomatoey flavour. Looks lovely. Okay, probably going to be a little bit bland, so what we probably need to do is add into this a little bit of pepper, and then also maybe a bit of Worcester sauce, just to give it a bit of flavour. I know it's not very Mexican, but I think it'll help. I've also added in 3 slices of jalapeno pepper, only 3 slices because it can be hot and not everyone likes really hot food, so just be careful with it. So as I said, I'm just going to add a bit of my Weaver's pepper. Don't need too much because it is actually hot in its own right, and then as I promised, I think it needs a little bit of Worcester sauce just to give it a little bit of a kick of a flavour. Okay, but not too much that it becomes wet. Okay, because I've made this up, there are no measurements, as you can see. It's just purely going to be around what I think might look nice. I don't want my mince getting too chunky either. That actually looks really nice. I'm just going to get a little spoon and I'm going to taste it. So, let me. As meaty as I've wanted it to be, but I think I'm going to put some more tomato puree in, just because I think it just needs sweetness. Let's try that in a few seconds. But again, as I said, it's all trial and error. Okay, I've never made this before. It's completely off the trolley, probably, doing it for a dinner party, but you know, best creations come this way. Okay, let me just trial that. Just a little bit. Yeah, I think that will be perfect with a bit of lettuce, a bit of cheese and a bit of guacamole. Okay, so I will show you later once I've actually made it up. Okay, so earlier I showed you some beef mix that I was going to make for my starter, and I said it was all made up. I was sort of making it as I go along, to be honest with you, and the plan was I'm going to stick the beef into a lettuce leaf, and that's still going to be the case, but I suddenly thought, instead of putting the avocado on top, because it didn't feel right with me with the cheese, why don't I use some bread. So I've got a French stick sort of thing, which I'm going to slice and roast in the oven just so it crisps up, and then I'm going to just put a layer of guacamole on that, so it'll run alongside with the lettuce. So I'm going to show you how to make a really quick guacamole. If you're on Slim World, you're going to have to sin it because it isn't sin free unless you make the guacamole from frozen peas, but I want to make it from avocado. So here I have got 1 avocado which I have chopped. I'll just put that into this bowl. Okay,
There we go. So that's a whole avocado in there. Okay. I've also then got some chopped tomatoes, and there's probably about 3 sort of, I'll show you them in the whole. Okay, so that's them whole. Okay, so 3, 4 of those chopped, very small. I'm going to put a bit of lemon in it. Now I know you're supposed to use lime. I haven't got any lime at the moment because I wasn't planning to do this. Don't want to pip in there either. So I'm just going to put a bit of lemon in there. Anything sort of citrusy will help from the point of view of stopping it going off as well, because I'm making this ahead of time. And then I'm going to move this around a little bit. I'm just going to clean my board with my little lemon. Okay, can you see that? So that's all in there now. And then from that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little bit of a mash. Okay, so you don't want it sort of really, really, really thin, sort of mushy. Otherwise you'd put it in the liquidizer, wouldn't you, or a machine. But you just want it sort of mashed down a little bit, so it all mixes in together. Again, you can add fresh coriander to this. But again, a lot of people don't like fresh coriander. They've got a thing about the flavour. So this isn't going to be a sort of, you know, full-blown guacamole. It will just be my take on it, really. Okay, so that's all mashed in there. Now I'm going to add a bit of pepper. This is my South African pepper that I always use, just to show you. There you go, I've seen it already today, haven't you? Okay, so that's going to go into there. I'm just going to mix that in a bit more, and then you add a bit of olive oil. Now I'm going to use a chili infused olive oil, just to give it a bit of heat. So I'm not going to put too much in there. There we go. Okay, and that is absolutely it. Okay, and I'm just going to use that as a spread on my toast, and I think that will be a really nice compliment. You know what I mean. To the rest of the starter for everybody. I'm going to put that in the fridge now, so it will keep cool until I'm ready to use it later. And because there's lemon juice in there, it shouldn't burn, but I am going to cover it up with a bit of cling film just to keep it fresh. Okay, so I'll take some pictures later and show you when I've served it up what it all looks like put together. You saw me earlier make the guacamole to go with my starter, because I keep changing my mind what I'm going to do with it. I said I'm going to put the guacamole on some toasted baguette, so I'm just now going to slice my baguette up into the slices that I want. It'll then go into the grill for a couple of minutes so it browns off a little bit, and then I'll put the guacamole on, and then I'll dish up the minced dish and put it into a bit of lettuce as well, and that's how I'm going to serve it. The baguette I've got is wholemeal. It's seeded wholemeal, so again keeping to the theme of making it a little bit healthy. I know probably white bread might be most people's preferences, but I just think healthy wholemeal bread is much better for us anyway. So let's see what everybody thinks later. So let's chop up this bread. Want it quite thick. Let's hit the end off. So I think to make it worthwhile, that might be, let me just get you into camera, about like that. Okay. So that's quite a nice sort of thick slice. So I'm going to do probably more than 6 slices. So I can do that. The more the angle you get, as you can see, you get quite a nice slice there. And this bread is lovely, really tasty, and hopefully they'll enjoy it. I'm probably not going to put any butter on it. I'm going to get shot down, but don't tell anybody there's no butter on it until afterwards. Let's see what they think. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, just in case anyone says, oh, is there any more? There we go. So I'll put it on the grill, and let's see what it looks like when I start to put it all together on the plate. Okay.